Welcome to the third and last series of the day, and quite possibly the entire group stage even for this. This is of course the GameShow, the global esports cup for it, and it's going to be Aspera going up against CIS Rejects, whereas CIS Rejects, they're at the moment number 1 in the table. They've won all 6 of their games so far. Aspera, they've won 5 out of the 6, so if they win, they're going to actually create the three-way tie, so we might have tiebreakers tomorrow, but we'll see. CIS Rejects, I'm not sure if they qualified for... I think they qualified for the next Summit qualifier. They won something in any case just now, but... Well, I'm gonna be Couchor, and with me is gonna be LlamaDownUnder. I have no idea how to pronounce the start of your name, but...
That was good. LlamaDownUnder, like the animal, down under like Australia. And yeah, qualifiers for qualifiers, gotta love them. But we're getting into this game, already got some picks and bans out. IO ban out, that's the one that kind of stands out to me. I've seen Aspera play a few times. I know they've run it, but I'm a bit surprised that it's one of those first bans, but new patch, anything can happen. And the immediate quad pickup, she's been, I don't know about the games because I was doing a National Cup earlier, but National Cup she has been picked or banned in every single game.
Yeah, well, for the games we've done today, has been the exact same story. It's like really first pick material, unless banned of course, so... No surprise there at all, but CIS Rejects, I have no idea what they themselves like to play. Just the game they played for the Summit, they even had Chaos Knight, so I'm hopeful.
Yeah, they bet a lot of their game on their mid Iceberg generally. He's very strong, he sometimes goes a little bit too aggressively, but I've seen games basically made or broken by him. If he gets a good start, they win, and so picking up this Earthshaker, Lina gonna be more playing into that, making sure Iceberg has a good game. Clockwork a nice counter though.
Yeah, Clockwork is definitely going to be good. If you get the Cogs and the Battery Assault, Earthshaker can't really go for any spells more or less. Well, maybe the Echo Slam, but it's not going to do anything if it's the sole target there, the Clockwork. Kind of the same situation with Lina as well, can't really go for the stun properly. So it's going to be nice, and this way Aspera have like... I wouldn't even say double initiation, just because Queen of Pain doesn't really want to be the one jumping into the middle of everybody. She does need that kind of distraction, and Clockwork is perfect for that.
Yeah. And a Spectre ban out, she's somehow come back. Well, I believe she got tweaked a little bit. I'm not 100% sure. What did she get? Yeah, she got her Desolate changed and her Dispersion buffed a little bit, or changed. And it's something where she's suddenly viable again, it feels like. A lot of teams very comfortable running her. As is the Anti-Mage, he got nerfed but still viable, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him be the next ban out, just because with Alina, you're going to be a big int bomb.
Well, what do you even expect to see from either team now? I mean, for CIS, Lina is most likely going to be in the mid lane, right? So...
Yeah. I'm actually hoping, still desperately, for an Invoker, but of course it's very unlikely. But it's going to be interesting to see whether this is, because it could still be a support Lina. A couple teams preferring to play her support because of the Ags nerf. But I also want to see a Naix. I've been seeing Ogre Magi offlane all day.
Really?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of Ogre Magi offlane, and just because of that +1 armor, people building him basically with 2 Rings of Protections and a Stout Shield, and he takes no damage. Quite ridiculous. And then just throwing the Ignite at the farming carry so that the carry has to keep regenning and be out of lane.
Yeah, I think I saw 1 or 2 ogres today, but not in the offlane position, but they are tanky, that is for certain. What does he start with? 7 base armor, or is it even 8 now? It's something ridiculous in any case, so Ogre could be the one, I suppose, for CIS there. What other alternatives as of today?
There's a lot more stuff that's become viable as the game, as with the new patch. So there's still definitely things like the Tusk. We've got still Earthshaker can be played offlane. That's not where I prefer him. I prefer the roaming Earthshaker, but he's still a great offlaner, right? You're gonna get experience and you're gonna get some amount of farm, putting you closer to that Blink Dagger. And then Centaur received a slight buff. Even maybe Magnus and Puck having that orb, illusionary orb increased, you can definitely see that might make him more viable with a better escape. But they go with a Disruptor, great counter to heroes that initiate in like Clockwork and Quap.
I mean, Disruptor, I'm not too sure. I haven't been able to follow Dota all that much recently, but is Disruptor like popular or is it mostly
Yeah,
situational?
he's being picked up. Well, he's become popular because heroes like Hot Quap and Clockwork and Darkseer in the meta. Just there are a lot of, or even an Ember Spirit. There are a lot of heroes that jump in or that you want to be able to pull back. He did get nerfed a little bit now that his Lightning Thunderstrike got no longer gives AoE vision, just gives vision of the person it's on, but you can still apply that and then glimpse backwards whoever is thunderstruck. So just a really nice pickup there. And then Rubik, pretty standard 0 cost point on all of these spells that are out right now. Seems nice.
Yeah, just I mean, it's always so nice to use the Fisher, but of course Light Strike Array will be just as good for certain, and even just later on, once Rubik gets more levels, getting points into the null field, getting magic resistance that way to the team is going to be extremely helpful looking at CIS's lineup for now. Of course, Lina might go for Dragon Scepter, so you're going to get the pure damage on the ultimate, but even so, Light Strike Array and Dragon Slave both rather magic heavy nukes, so that is going to be like doubly good for Aspera in general to have the Rubik.
Yeah.
CIS, what kind of a carry should they go for now?
We've been seeing. Oh, they're actually okay. So, well, they're just gonna show that. I was a little bit surprised. I thought maybe they'd go for the anti-mage just because with the Queen of Pain and the Rubik, you've already got some good int heroes to blow up. And then also a Clockwork, you can hookshot the anti-mage, of course, but having that blink away makes it a bit easier to escape. But CIS rejects instead preferring the Slock, and he's really powerful too. He can just kill this Clockwork in lane over and over. So the pounce being used to pounce in or out of those cogs.
Slark can be nice. Might get bursted down by the Queen of Pain. That's maybe a little bit worry, at least earlier on before you get like an Eye of Skadi going, because once you get the Skadi, you usually or generally have a high enough health pool to begin with. Unless Aspera get a crazy amount of lockdown, and of course, even if you have a crazy amount of lockdown, having that Dark Pact might just nullify all of it. But whoa, Aspera, an Elder Titan for them.
Yeah, he got buffed a bit with the last patch. He can be played as a support again, we think. We're not sure. I've seen him played once, and there was a big skill difference between the teams, so it was really hard to tell what Elder Titan's impact was. But the sticky time on his aura increased, so as that spirit's coming back, the aura is going to stay around for a bit longer. And that can help, other people aggressively like the Quap blink in, do some damage. It has both magical and physical damage amped by the aura on Elder Titan. Maybe it's going to be enough.
Yeah, it might be. It's I suppose a nice approach, just trying something different. Although I did see an Elder Titan in the previous set as well, but it was on the losing team, and Aspera, they were just on fire in their previous series. Both games were decided by the 20-minute mark, if not earlier. The second game even by like 10 or so, because they had, I think 5 minutes in, they already had the 7k gold lead.
Yeah.
But yes, their last pick almost certainly has to be an offlaner, but they could go for like a solid safe laner as well and run a kind of an aggressive tri-lane of Slark, Disruptor, Earthshaker. It's maybe not the strongest, but it will or would heavily depend on what they're up against.
Yeah. And it is the AM ban out not wanting to deal. Yeah, just when they actually don't. This means Aspera doesn't think that this Wunder on this Lina is core. CIS rejects. They have a lot of options still. More mids viable again, just with the patch changes. Although Shadow Fiend, that's a big one that a lot of different teams like. It would also make Earthshaker their offlaner. I'm trying to think of what else. Okay. I don't know where he's going. He only had changes on his spirit. I'm a little bit surprised by this. I don't know if the changes to his spirits make him super viable. I think it's cooldown reductions or spells got slightly stronger. I'd have to look it up. Let me just pull that up. But
yeah,
Brewmaster.
The Hurl Boulder, the stun got reduced to 5 seconds, and the Dispel Magic got a massive buff to the area.
Yeah, both of them got cooldown decreases by 2 seconds, and then, as you said, huge AoE buff on that Dispel Magic.
So what would there be to dispel at
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I see that your spells have gotten better. What are we getting rid of? in this, so we'll probably notice once we get in. There'll probably be something that's like super obvious. I'm gonna actually pull it up just so I know exactly how this interaction works. Either way, Aspera probably not expecting that Brewmaster. He versus Quap mid. It comes with if this is the Brewmaster mid, it's gonna come down to a bit of skill. Quap, of course, does have that Shadow Strike, but Brewmaster can just keep throwing the Drunken Brawler, not the Drunken Brawler, the Drunken Haze at her, and that will make her miss her auto, so it makes her much less irritating to deal with. So,
it's kind of nice for CIS rejects to have the flexibility in terms of their heroes. They can send them to slightly different lanes, maybe catch Aspera off guard. Because sometimes when you do, just getting the laning advantage might be enough. But Aspera, when I go for the Faceless Void, it is kind of an old combination of having Elder Titan and Faceless Void, to be honest. And of course Queen of Pain there to follow up with the AoE as well from the Sonic Wave. Maybe Rubik stealing a Static Storm, something like that as well, if they're lucky.
Yeah, so I am confused by this Dispel, because it's a basic Dispel, which means it can only dispel stat-affecting things like speed, like spells that slow you down, or slows and silences. It can't actually get rid of stuns. So I was thinking maybe it could do something about the telekinesis, but not the case. It will also damage summoned units, but there aren't any of those yet. So I'm still really confused what exactly is going on. It might just be for the extra CCs of those boulder toss.
So. A 5-second stun is pretty decent, I suppose. Or 5-second cooldown stun, rather. Not a 5-second stun itself. That would be pretty awesome, but...
Morphling almost does one of those.
The thing is, with them at the moment, that now that there's a Faceless Void, he might not even be able to get that primal split off to begin with.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting to see. Oh, okay, I have to download an update. So I had the normal crash at the beginning.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not downloading the update just in case, but
yeah. I've had no trouble with the updates affecting reconnectability. So I am now almost back in, and I'll see if anything's happened. Hopefully the game, sometimes the game gets paused because players also have issues with a good old crash.
Like it's fine for the teams, and
yeah.
Well, hopefully it's gonna be fine for us as well. The entire day I've had, I think, at least 2 crashes in each game.
It has to add up to 4.
Maximum. Yeah.
Yeah. Between the two casters, it has to add up to 4. So we've already got some super aggressive wards out there. It looks like Clockwork must have TP'd out and put down a warder. He just got there super fast. They seem to have no idea, and he's done the double block to this pool camp. So if they get one, they're going to have a hell of a time finding the other. And yeah, it is Iceberg on that Brewmaster, so mid-brew. I just wasn't sure. Maybe they were going to try to run him in some weird off lane, but I've never seen him play Brewmaster. I've seen very little Brewmaster, so we'll be seeing how this goes down. I would expect a Quap to have the advantage, but then as we said, Drunken Haze might cause a lot of problems there. This is a best of 3 as well, right? So they have some room to play around with their draft.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, you can experiment a little bit. It's kind of the same situation, or well, maybe not the same, but if you're one game ahead, you can be a little bit more flexible for game number 2, but mid lane always want to fly, and I crash again.
Yeah, always want to fly. He just landed a light strike array. It's pretty standard movement coming mid to make sure your mid gets the better start. Undershot gonna start with a lot of damage on him, so gonna make him maybe be a bit more fearful of coming up to the wave. And Panda, Brewmaster, already has his 2-2, so it does miss finally a last hit. But in the meantime, in this top lane, they are super aggressive, trying to do something to this Earthshaker, trying to deny him farm. They have a huge wave coming their way, so...
Should be back in the game shortly here, but at the moment, if you look at just the laning purely, do you feel like one side has an advantage there, or is it just going to come down to like rotations? Or
I think a lot of on rotations. I think that Earthshaker, I've also just crashed, but Earthshaker is always a bit of a weak laner, but again, Faceless Void, Rubik, they'd have to get lucky for basically to be able to get something on him, because he can play very safely, very far back, just fissuring until the wave comes up to his tower. So I think mid is where we'll see the most action, either the Brew or the Quap going down, just because there is such a long cooldown on level 1 Blink.
Yeah, oh, they do get the glimpse of the Clockwork. Oh, what a combination. The stun was there perfectly to follow up, but they need the pounce to land as well. Pounce does connect, and it should be enough to get the first blood.
Yeah, and that's going to be a first blood. The bottom lane, loading back in. Yeah, that's a definite kill lane. They're all out of mana right now, but they'll regen right back up and then do it again. Clockwork often just dies over and over in that type of lane. And Icebog actually being chased by both the Quap. There's the Shadow Strike. Azik has thrown out the Spirit as well. I think just for harassment. Maybe they can get off a stun here. I don't know what use that exactly has. Quap doesn't have any points in Scream, so just going to harass Icebog out of lane and make sure Quap gets the rune.
Well, it's definitely nice. Not only that the Queen of Pain herself gets the rune, it's really just to deny the Brewmaster anything. The Brewmaster went for a really rushed bottle, so just being able to deny that means that, as you can see, Brewmaster has to go. Well, maybe doesn't have to go all the way home, but staying in lane like that. Oh, actually gets a Shadow Strike. It is level 2. There's the Stomp as well, and yeah, that is gonna be the kill.
Yeah, and those rotations by the Elder Titan, it's just really nicely done. He actually has Stomp, Astral Spirit. We see a lot of people also put points into natural order instead. I really like this though, picking up the Stomp super early, getting a lot of action done, and now might even be able to gank Earthshaker if he's not careful. He didn't have a ward to see any of this rotation. Elder Titan might just use his normal Stomp. There he goes. It's not gonna oh, it is. The AoE is huge. Now Rubik can set up with the telekinesis. Here comes Faceless Void, looking for the slow, and that is a very dead Earthshaker. So yeah,
Aspera, a pretty solid start for now. Of course, Clockwork did die earlier, but like you said, it's kind of to be expected in such a lane for him. There is one downside. Clockwork, I guess Earthshaker is the same. You cannot really like stack the jungle and farm it up, let's say, as you could with maybe a Darkseer or Batrider. So if the lanes go really bad for the Clockwork and the Earthshaker, they don't really have any just method to catch up.
Light Strike Array in mid, and there's the slam, but Thunderclap not going to do enough damage. Quap just going to blink away and heal up. So, again, a lot of back and forth here.
How hard will it even be for the Brewmaster to like set up a kill, even with Lina coming in to help? Oh, okay.
As we say it, yeah, she walks a little bit out of position, so yeah, that's one of the things I was about to say. Her blink was just coming off of cooldown, and he does do a lot of damage with that Thunderclap. The typical Brewmaster build is blink, so that you can blink in, give him the clap, and then you get back out. And it's just a really nice way to play the hero because you do a lot of damage there, and this is going to make this mid lane a lot more even. Icebug was falling behind. In the bottom lane, they killed Clockwork again. And Quap DCs.
Yeah, as they get more levels on the bottom lane, it's just gonna get infinitely harder for Clockwork to survive, especially should Vanscore get a couple of more points into the Glimpse, extra range on that one. But this time around, it was like Artis on the Slark was already waiting for the Glimpse to just come back. There was really no escape from that.
Yeah.
So it is really back and forth, like you mentioned. 3 kills for CIS, Aspera holding on to 2. But was a really small pause they get back. Iceberg with the double damage, definitely enjoying himself in the mid lane for now.
Yeah, DD will help out a little bit. If they can get an Earthshaker to fissure, I don't think they have enough raw damage to kill the Quap, but maybe if he gets a lucky crit. So Earthshaker has to do one of those max fissures, but at the same time the Quap knows he does get the fissure. Can he get the crit? It doesn't even matter. Quap's just gonna blink away, so yeah, I think trying to go for the crit and seeing what you can get is the better play there, but oh, every time I crash I lose my game stats, so either way, Clockwork, he's level 4, Earthshaker's level 3, so, and this tower up top, Void getting a lot of foam.
Oh, Earthshaker might go down, RC comes in, finds him, Otterman not jumping yet, but he's gonna have to do it, gets the slow, his Stomp comes out as well, Earthshaker though. No, he already used the Fissure, so he's gonna lose his life with the telekinesis.
Yeah, this is really rough. Bouncecore coming in, trying to see if he can do anything, but he now needs to be careful. Azik is coming around with a Spirit and a stun in 2 seconds. He has enough mana, not for both though, but the Spirit gonna really increase the damage Bouncecore is taking, and always when a flag comes up top, but just too kind of, it felt, that rotation maybe thought that Lina was a bit closer on the side of CIS rejects, but now Lina's still chasing. There's the TP in by Earthshaker. He should be able to get the fissure kill on Roger, and he does. So Roger going down.
So they at least get something in return, and they really need it as well. They really invested heavily into the rotations there, want to support TP there, Vanscore, and Lina was just running there normally. But now mid lane, Iceberg gonna get himself, oh, a regen rune, what a rune to get. He was completely out of health almost, and now gonna run into Afterlife Clockwork. If the body block is good enough, then Artis is gonna catch up and they should get the kill.
Yeah, definitely a really lucky room there. Afterlife. Oh, nice Cogs. Gonna actually be able to just walk it off, but I think he actually went for the bottom rune because Quap probably said, look, Icebog was pretty low. He went down there. You can give it a go. And just turns out he gets the one rune where it doesn't matter how low he was. So, things in this mid lane, really, even though both heroes doing pretty well, Shadow Strike versus that Thunderclap actually doing a lot of damage, he Sonic Waves him! And yeah, that's a very dead Brewmaster, no time to split or anything. I don't think he was expecting the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, it's just Queen of Pain. She would not budge. She's like, okay, you want to fight? I can do it, I have my ultimate. And Primal Split does have a little bit of a delay to it, so you have to kind of be expecting it. Brewmaster,
Yeah.
it felt like he wants to get that one guaranteed crit first with the right click and then maybe go into Primal Split. But just that 1 second made the difference already.
It's also hard because if you Primal Split and then she just blinks away, you're like, oh, it's gonna be a waste. So I think he thought Quap would back down, but she Sonic Waved him instead. So, gonna get herself
maybe the
a nice level
Brewmaster,
lead.
like, maybe they have experience playing up against each other. Like some Queen of Pains maybe don't like to go for Sonic Wave on level 6, for example. But
Yeah.
maybe there was reasoning like that behind it.
So, but meantime, this top tower probably gonna fall. We do have two heroes rotating. The Spirit sees that. Spirit also stomping around the tower, trying to make sure that nothing happens. Void is playing really far up. There is a catapult though. Roger getting the telekinesis on Always Wanna Fly. Fissure blocking them out from him. Light Strike Array also gonna hit RMN, and now he just has to work on this tower. Make sure you get the last hit, and he does. So, Faceless Void's farm gonna continue to accelerate, and Earthshaker being slept up by this storm.
Yeah, Faceless Void does have a Ring of Aquila now finished up as well. Gonna go for the Mask of Madness quite possibly next. So Faceless Void is rather farm heavy already, and with the item build he's going for, he's going to be farming up extremely fast afterwards as well. But how long do you think he's going to keep on just farming up his lane and the jungle, or is he going to go join fights every single time he has Chronosphere up?
I think he'll probably want to get that Mask of Madness up before he starts joining fights, but as you said, it's really powerful just to come out of the jungle with your Chronosphere up, Chronosphere someone, and then get back to it, especially with a Brewmaster. They don't see Brewmaster Invis in this mid lane. Oh no, I think he popped it maybe in front of her because of the Quap's positioning, but if I were the Faceless Void, I would probably just wait until Chrono's up, get a quick kill. You may also want a couple more items. Quap going on Vonskill, maybe she blinks aggressively forwards, he's gonna glimpse her back, can she do enough damage? No, but the rocket to finish him off. There is no mercy on this side of Aspera. And as you said, if they win this, it goes to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's definitely all on the line for Aspera at the moment. If they should lose, it's gonna be CIS taking first place and Walrus Punch taking second.
Yeah.
So there's only one like solution for Aspera: win or go home.
Yep. The other thing to note is they've got a little bit of an experience and net worth lead on Aspera, but it's something that could be wiped away with just one team fight, so not a big deal. Aggressive smoke coming out in this top lane. They're going deep with this smoke. I think hoping to find the Earthshaker, but they just put a ward down in Sentry Vision, so they're gonna hide in the trees. He should know something is up. There's the Spirit. He's gonna... Oh, they've got the Stolen Fissure coming up, but it's on the wrong side. They're maybe gonna be able to telekinesis him. It's just in range. They're gonna pull him backwards, actually, hoping to stop that TP. Now Rubik, Roger, in a little bit of trouble, but gonna be A-okay. And yeah, getting this super aggressive what they put out.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. Maybe if the Rubik Stolen Fissure would have been on the right side, they could have gotten the kill. But even before that, I was like, I'm not too sure if the two supports even have enough damage to begin with to kill a hero. Just because there's only one point into natural
really big glimpse backwards on that bottom lane. Afterlife, he is pounced. He was stuck in the kinetic field as well. He gets off somehow an amazingly good cogs, but they can still see him. He's actually thinking about going back in, but he's almost dead. But here comes the Faceless Void. I don't know if they can get ults. Fissure does come out of Roger, and they're going to telekinesis him. They'll get ults as well. The rocket off the mark, though, will it be enough? They finally do get it. Lena, Iceberg, he's coming in. He's looking for giving them the clap and then the split, probably. He's not even going to use it. He's just going to get the crit on Roger in the backlines. Undershock doing a lot of damage to Always Wanna Fly. She has that Sonic Wave. It comes out as well, picking off Lena. Now Iceberg Dota has to be really careful. He was slept up. He does still have that split. There it goes. Now they need to get the hell out, and with all these heroes with blinks, they can probably get out. 1 second on that blink. She's tossed up in the air. No mana for Fissure. I don't know if she can do it. There's gonna also be a stomp probably coming out. I don't know about the mana, and yeah, she just blinks away. This is the problems with splitting. You're sometimes gonna use it on a Quap who just runs away. It is more lockdown, but you have to be careful.
Yeah, Aspera, they have quite the mobile lineup as it is as well. Or if you're not mobile, you're rather tanky, that being the Clockwork, of course. Elder Titan, he can just stay in the back lines, use his Astral Spirit and not really go up there himself anyway. So I think they have a pretty nice lineup in just dealing with the Primal Split as it is.
Yeah, so showing that it's maybe not the most successful, and another good team fight coming out for Aspera. Gonna pull them ahead a little more. Um, Now on the other hand, a Faceless Void, he is a bit tied to his ultimate, right? They've got that downside where Faceless Void isn't gonna be coming into team fights without Chronosphere and just killing everyone like a Slot can.
Well, of course, even if we say that, Slark doesn't really have the items to back himself up at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, oh, I hear a hook shot. It doesn't
Yeah,
even
it's
land
in the
as well.
bottom lane. And they just, again, killing people with rockets. Afterlife getting really good form, so managing to have already 2 points in that rocket, and he just destroyed Disruptor there.
Just so unfortunate for the Disruptor. Just wants to get some farm, wants to get some XP there, but gets denied of that rather fast. Oh, Artist might even be in some trouble. Does have his Shadow Dance, of course, if necessary. No, just an Astral Spirit for now to just scope things.
Yeah, and he has Pounce and so on. If he sees that Stomp Telegraph, he'll probably get out. They're pinging up Void, saying they need to gank him. He is hard to gank. Time Walk has a bit of a cost point, so it's difficult, but gonna be interesting.
Well, Armin is TPing bottom lane, has the Chronosphere ready, and oh, Earthshaker, are they really gonna go for it? Yes, there's the Echo Stomp coming out, and that's just gonna be such an easy kill.
Yeah, he tries to Echo Slam, not gonna do enough. Actually, here comes the Lina. Maybe she can auto attack down Afterlife. They need a little bit more damage. The pullback will do it. But then there's the Chronosphere coming out, and someone's gonna TP right into it. Advance Kill going down. Iceberg is TP'd into it. Sloth on the backline's gonna pick off Uzik. So Iceberg blinking forwards gets the crit that he needs. He does have split as well. Arts, his Shadow Walk is wearing off now. Undershock, he's being juked around. There's somebody else TP's out, and I think Arts is gonna fall to Undershock. No, he manages to pounce away from one of the auto attacks. Here comes Iceberg. He needs 2 more on Undershock. Getting away out of vision. Arts is gonna heal back up, and now Undershock's in trouble. 2 more seconds for Blink is gonna just blink away. But a really nice turnaround coming out of the CIS Rejects lineup.
Brewmaster
Oh, and actually still chasing, decides not to. Yeah, he like 3-shot the Faceless Void, and he keeps threatening to plant Primal, but he's not doing it.
Well, at least he's like, I'm not afraid to use it. If you come near, I'm gonna pop it, so don't even dare. But that was really Brewmaster coming in, turning things around so fast. Faceless Void, had he locked out a little bit, gotten a backtrack, it could have been so different there. But of course, didn't happen, and I have no idea how Artist survived on Slark. I had already written him for dead.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're not running away from Queen of Pain, especially with the dire ward that was there near the river. So, nicely done. Brewmaster definitely helping out with the Thunderclap, getting this slow at a crucial time. And with this Slark, he's really close to his Shadow Blade.
Yeah, the other nice thing is Brewmaster had his blink up. It was revealed in that team fight in a big way. He's gonna... It's just an item that's really gonna help out. Looks like he's working on that Aghanim's gonna really help up his ultimate. That's gonna give them more lockdown and so on. So, Queen of Pain also working on her Ags though. So getting a bit scary. And this is... Okay, that's a spirit.
So,
yeah.
Should we get double axe on Aspera? One, let's say, on Faceless Void, one on Queen of Pain. They could just even use them on single targets if they really want to, as long as it's a high priority target, and just keep on blowing them up. Whoa, Iceberg. That was fast reactions to just dodge a Shadow Strike.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Aspera is gonna go for another Ags on Faceless Void. It depends. This could also be a Sanj and Yasha. There's nothing wrong with the Ags on Faceless Void. It's just a certain playstyle. It means he has to be becoming more active, and you really have to get the value out of it by using that ultimate a lot.
It's gonna be a diffusal.
Okay, that is not at all what I was expecting. I don't know if you can kill off one of the spirit. I don't know how that interacts with the spirits, so I would have to double check. I don't see any silence, and never mind. We got a nice kinetic field. Roger is probably going to go down, taking a lot of damage. Does have the telekinesis, but I think just the thunderclap will kill him off. Also, the uphill misses. Static Storm dropped for Roger. He's somehow still not dead, and now Vonskoll must be feeling really bad. There is a hook shot onto him, and he goes down.
How the hell did Rubik survive there? Of course, like I said, uphill misses made the difference. Just bought enough time for Rubik to get the magic wand.
Yeah, 1 point in null field. A very, very small amount of magic resistance, but that 1 point in null field probably helping out some.
Yeah, certainly so, but always want to fly now on the Lina. Does have the Laguna Blade off cooldown, even has drums as well, so just moving around a little bit faster. But Laguna Blade, I don't think it's been used for quite some time now, right? Usually you
No,
would want to
she
use it on
is.
cooldown as well, kind of just secure kills, but they just haven't found those openings.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of she hasn't been feeling like she's in a position to get a kill and doesn't just want to use it and have someone blink away. But we have the aggressive blink forwards by Iceberg. He does have split so that he can use the Spirit is chasing him. It's going to stomp him. So they could just Sonic Wave. I'm not quite sure what the play is here from Iceberg. You've got Arts coming in deep, but they saw that. So Arts does have the Shadow Blade up. This does make the slog a lot scarier. And certainly for heroes like a Rubik and even the Clockwork, I think he can pick off with that Shadow Blade, Shadow Dance combination.
Yeah, I think just if he went in, pound,
Oh,
start
we
practice.
have an engagement down bottom, just using the Mask of Madness. Finally does pop that Chronosphere. Actually fantastic because of all the people TPing in. And yeah, RMM gonna just TP out. Nicely done. Clockwork in a little bit of trouble, but Iceberg doesn't look like he's able to catch up to him, even with that slow.
Oh, top lane though. Earthshaker might be in trouble. Undershock gets the slow, blinks over, but Earthshaker should be able to TP out. Sonic Wave, one more attack.
Will he
you're
die in the
kidding me.
fountain? No, he's gonna be just A-okay. So really close and actually really crucial for him. He's very close to that blink dagger.
That would have been a disaster indeed, just losing a couple of hundred gold like that. Earthshaker, not the fastest of farmers, and hasn't really had the most like successful game at the moment,
Yeah,
just
he's-
getting assists, getting kills. Otherwise, sometimes you get money that way, but has not been the case for this game.
Earthshaker off lane is a very hard lane. I am surprised with you as well. The Lena decided to go drums. I understand it's going to buff up her team. Usually, maybe not the first item pickup we see on her, usually the Yules. But she is a hero who can farm very well, even in a support role. So,
Are we looking at one of those games, by the way, where neither team builds a mech?
yeah, I don't love this. The Elder Titan could certainly go into a mech, Arcane Boots mech. I'm not quite sure who would be. Normally, you would expect someone, but Vonscore and Always Want to Fly very little farm, so they're probably not going to build up a mech anytime soon. And also, unless the Quap does pick up an Orchid, I'm not sure of her item after the Aghanims. It's maybe something where you're not so worried about having that purge from the Guardian Greaves. So, I'm still really interested in this purge from Faceless Void. I didn't actually. Let me go keep checking out what the exact interaction is with Brewmaster babies because I
would
am
kind
not
of hope
sure.
it doesn't work, to be honest, just because it's
Yeah,
like,
the series-
I kill your ultimate, you do nothing.
Yeah, it seems like it shouldn't work. And yeah, it says that they can't be purged, but I'll keep checking it out because it seems like a really weird pickup. And I'm trying to think of what are we missing. Like, there has to be something in here that you can purge off. Either that or it's the new Faceless Void build that we just know nothing about. So
Can you purge Essence Shift from a Slark? You can't, right?
I don't think so. So that's why I'm like not
Maybe
really
he just
seeing
wants
anything.
to slow them, I don't know. Or
It could
like,
be that, right? Then he doesn't have to use his ult so much. He can just run people down. Earthshaker gonna be right on top of this invisible Undershock. She's gonna open up, sorry, not Earthshaker. That is our stun man, split man. Aftershock though, putting them in a cogs does have that blade mail active. Iceberg is unable to split because of that. And now the Chronosphere, they're gonna pick up Iceberg first. A beautiful Sonic Wave set up by that Chrono. And now they're maybe gonna get Earthshaker as well. He's certainly gonna fall. He does have the blink dagger, but it is not enough. Arts on the backline does manage to pick up Rubik, but now he's all alone. He has that Shadow Dance. He's gonna have to be very careful where he uses this. He's trying to pounce out as well. He should be, oh, he doesn't have the mana now for the pounce. Has to be very careful. They have some AoE damage. There's that purge coming out, slowing down Arts. No mana at all, and he goes down as well. A 5-man team wipe for Aspera. And yeah, that's the purge. It was just to run him down by the looks of it.
I mean, I suppose the mana burn helps a little bit as well. Slark doesn't have the highest of mana pools. Maybe the same story for Brewmaster as well, but the slow certainly does help, as we just saw. And that Chronosphere as well. I think it caught 4 heroes, unless I'm mistaken. Slark, I think, was the only one left out. Then the Sonic Wave hit at least 3 as well. That's just the perfect combination, and Aspera with that, they get themselves a rather nice lead. It's not too great though, as of yet. 3k in net worth. Oh, top lane, Blink, Thunderclap. But by himself, he just can't get the kill.
It's also hard against a Faceless Void who can backtrack, and we've seen that Aspera's had a big lead before, and just one team fight will turn it around. So until it's getting a bit larger, it's certainly a good lead to have, but no towers down in favor of Aspera. No towers down at all except for this top one. So, sorry, that is one of in favor of Aspera, but you really want the mid and bottom towers when you're the Dire. And what are we doing? Down bottom, slot going in, but he's right under Invis Ward, and he knows it, because his movement would have slowed down.
I mean, Slark is just such a nice way to go and scout out ward positions. You like run through the river or any place and suddenly you lose your movement speed. Ward, come de-ward here.
Yeah.
It just makes the life of supports a hell of a lot easier, to be honest. You don't have to
Definitely.
invest as much. But at the moment, if you look at those lineups, I mean, yes, Aspera has the lead, but let's say this goes later on into the game. Does one side have a clear late game advantage?
I feel like Slork is a hero who can go surprisingly late. A lot of people underestimate that. We might be seeing something go down bottom, but at the same time, that Chronosphere, if you hit it on 5 or even 3 heroes in a team fight, right, you can just win the team fight. 3 of the enemies, none of your own. It's hard to compare them like that. Just naturally, though, because of that essence shift. We have a hook shot onto Vonskor in this bottom lane. I think he is most certainly dead. His team TPing out. Does drop the Static Storm. Is going to zone the rest of them, so probably saving Earthshaker's life. But that Spirit still chasing. Roger runs right into Iceberg. Now he's going to have ults on his tail as well. But he has stolen the Shadow Walk. And the Fissure does block him out. But there is a nice Earth Splitter. And here is the Chrono coming out. Just going to catch Earthshaker. But they will take that as a Faceless Void. You're down with it. So, gets that kill.
He almost caught the Brewmaster as well. I'm pretty sure he wanted to get him on the edge, but
yeah,
it was probably like a high to low ground interaction there. But they get the 2 kills. It's perfectly fine just because they can also transition into the tier 1. They are gonna probably lose their tier 1 in the mid lane for it, but... Or are they? They're gonna try to come and defend. There's the Blink Thunderclap. Artist does miss with the pounce, and that should be enough. Roger's still alive with the Shadow Dance, but now, come on, Dark Pack. Can they get the kill? Finally, pounce misses, but the kill is there. Now, Afterlife, Laguna bladed as well, Clockwork thrown up in the air for no good reason, in all honesty, just kind of buying time for his teammates to come in and help.
They miscalculated. They missed. They're still gonna get the kill, but I think it's not. Maybe no. Oh goodness, there's a Sonic Wave in the back lines, and nice play by Queen of Pain, just getting a quick kill on the Brewmaster, and now putting Vonskor on the backtrack again. He needs to run away, but he is blown up with the blink forward. A nice Echo Slam, but it's not enough looking like it. A beautiful stomp out of Ozic. He is playing fantastically. Queen of Pain going for one more hit, but can't manage to make it work on the Lina, and now Ozic has to be a little bit careful, but I think he's going to be a-okay with this Quap backup. Actually, she is completely out of mana, so we'll probably abandon him. And Ozic is dead, probably, just slowly falling, but... so that was, again, another back-and-forth team fight.
It's so hard to evaluate like who has the upper hand at any given moment. It's like, oh, this team is giving chase, they've already killed a couple of heroes, suddenly the turnaround happens. Like one pretty decent-ish Echo Slam, Faceless Void, just once again not getting the backtrack luck at all. So, CIS, they're definitely holding on, and with the fight Artist on the Slark, he has a hell of a lot of gold, has the first ultimate orb, getting pretty close to the second one as well. So his Eye of Skadi isn't even all that far off.
Yeah, even though we're 23 to 13, we're only at about a 3,000 net worth lead for Aspera. And so, no, doesn't manage to make it latch. It's just something where they're glimpsing her back, actually, Quap. She's gonna get hit by the Light Strike Array and the Fissure. There's the Laguna Blade, and they pick off the Quap. And that's a monster kill streak onto Slork. And as I was about to say, it's only a 3,000 gold lead. We're gonna see it dip down again, just because when you do kill off the highest net worth person in the game, you get fat.
Yeah, and Slark just the perfect hero on CIS as well. Oh, there's the Crossfire, doesn't catch the Slark, but poor always wanna fly, once again gonna lose her life.
Yeah, and you're gonna take that, right? You're perfectly fine. There is the glimpse back though. Mask of Madness still active. The kinetic field not gonna latch. There is a Faceless Void time walk in 2 seconds. There's also a hookshot on the backline on Vonskor. Faceless Void trying to kind of fight up against Alt has taken all of his mana. Earthshaker trying to see where this Fissure should best land. He does manage to get a really nice one on Ozic. Probably gonna fall here. Just slowly gonna go down. Does cost Earth Splitter again. He's been very liberal with that. It's nice to see. But yeah, the Faceless Void does get out, and again, it's a 2 for 2, although one of those was the Quap much earlier, so...
Yeah, all in all, if you account the Quap as well, it's still a better trade for CIS just because they only lost their supports, but those supports, they're just not having an easy time. Once the Clockwork comes, there is no escape, they don't have the 4 staffs yet. Oh, top lane. Earthshaker might be in trouble, completely out of mana, diffused up as well, slowed down, and that is gonna be an easy kill.
Yeah, I've never seen this build before, but now that we're seeing it in action, it's obviously quite effective. We're gonna see if they can pick up the Faceless Void. They don't have the Static Storm, they're not quite sure what the plan is. They want to glimpse him back, but they didn't put the Thunderclap on him. Oh, That also is a good thing. I was about to say, I thought I saw it on him, but I'm not quite sure. He's not juking. They still will have the glimpse. Here he goes. He hasn't used the next time walk. He has it in a few seconds. He uses it again. He might just go down to Ancients, maybe the best option, but he's going to try to walk it off, getting bottle charged up. He needs to run away. There's the aggressive blink forwards by Clock. Gonna go to walk on Vonsko. She needs to blink again, but she doesn't have it for a few seconds. She's got the blink forwards now. She should probably kill Vonsko there, and with the scream, she does. So, turning that around, and we can see it's just really hard to kill this Faceless Void.
Well, at least Faceless Void, of course, didn't die, so that's bad for CIS, but he's not farming at the same time either, or at least not as much. And with this slug, he is #1 in net worth. Yes, it's only like a 19 to 20 gold difference, but he's getting there. I mean, Faceless Void used to be the highest farmer for a pretty long time early on, but now Slug with Diosky, they finished as well, getting pretty beefy, has a huge mana pool as well. I think they would have even fought maybe a little bit harder, but just because Slark was completely out of mana, they didn't want to overextend. Now though, with a full mana pool of, well, 1.2k, he should have just a really good time in the fight.
Yeah, definitely. What is going on down bottom? I hear a Primal Split, but did they catch anyone?
Echo Slam was also with.
Oh, and now we're gonna, at least they get the courier, they're gonna find Roger, so it's not all for nil, but really unfortunate. They end up using Laguna Blade on Roger to just ensure that kill. Primal Split isn't, it's not got the hugest of cooldowns, but it's still not a spell you just want to use and have nothing happen off the back of it.
Especially if you've also invested into an Aghanim's, it's like,
yeah,
you want to boost your ultimate, you're kind of playing around that, and suddenly it does nothing. And also, I think Echo Slam being on cooldown, it's like, Aspera, okay, there's no Echo Slam, we can easily go Roche, no Primal Split. Of course, there is still Kinetic Field, so Artist, he wants to go in, but nice coax by Afterlife.
Yep, and so, Icebook actually just gonna go in, gonna see if he can do anything, given that mischance. There was a hook shot that somehow touched the edge of him or something weird. The glimpse back, and there is the Chronosphere, but it's mainly just on ults, and actually, RNM not even bothering with the slug, just gonna ensure that he gets the Roshan. He's picked up the Aegis, but this team fight messy. Static Storm was taken down as well. Afterlife getting a really nice cog, splitting up this fight. Icebook and the Earthshaker pushed way back. Earthshaker now using that stun. Earth Splitter way off the mark, Sonic Wave hitting 2, but now, it's working on Ozik, but the Stomp gonna catch him out, and he's under one of their wards. They should be able to do something instead. RMM going for Icebook. Dota odds is one hit away. Will the uphill miss? No, it doesn't. Laguna Blade coming out on Afterlife. Icebook is still fighting with RNM, and now always want to fly might lose her life. There is the purge. This is 4 diffusal charges left on a second level diffusal, and Roger stole the Laguna Blade because he's a Rubik. That team fight was crazy.
Yeah, the initiation wasn't the cleanest of CIS, and it could have, I think, gone perfectly for them had the Disruptor managed to come in immediately with the Static Storm. But before that, Clockwork hookshotted the Disruptor, and of course that also bought enough time for Faceless Void to properly go for his Chronosphere. And that kind of set the tone for the entire fight. So CIS, nice attempt, but now Aspera get a nice fight. They have the Aegis on RMN's Faceless Void as well. And he's also gonna have, well, SNY if he wants to go for that one, or I think it's probably gonna be a BKB though. So if Faceless Void gets the BKB, he really shouldn't be afraid of anything anymore.
Yeah, his like only flaw right now is he's a little bit low on mana, but he of course just hasn't gone back to the fountain in a while, and the Chronosphere does cost almost half of his mana pool, so. But other than that, yeah, I feel like he can go BKB, he could go more damage if he wanted. He's proving to be very difficult to kill.
I just noticed how many times Vanscore has died.
Yeah, it's hard.
An unfortunate amount, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of support life. It happens to the best of us. The real thing that's worrisome is both the Quap and the Faceless Void have 10 kills apiece. That is getting scary. The net worth lead headed back up to that 5k, and we've been saying a lot of it comes down to a good Chronosphere, and RNM has been hitting them. RMN on point, so I think it's hard to, actually going for a Monta style and just the casual Ochre Club? Did he sell that? Sorry, I just saw a Monta style recipe on the Faceless Void, and I'm not quite sure.
The recipe is on the courier, so I guess.
Okay, yeah, he's just picking up the ultimate orb with it then. Okay, I guess deciding the Monta, I mean, it is another way. He's running out of purges for himself, so the Monta is another way to get rid of a lot of those spells. You can purge off even. You can stop the glimpse from occurring on you by using the invulnerability you get from the Monta split.
Yeah, the timing has to be pretty great for it though, so it's a little bit difficult to land, but should be able to do it. Oh, Glyph, top lane, they want to save this tower, the TP is coming in, it's only the other Titan for now. Blink forward, Iceberg gets the last hit. In the meantime, Pounce comes out, Artis, is he in trouble? Yes, the Chronosphere, Laguna Blade. Roger still has it stolen.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a good primal split. Already Ozzy gonna be picked off in the back lines. At the same time, Vonsko being gone on by Afterlife. Again, just kind of solo going on him. Undershock taking out Always Wanna Fly again. And Echo Slam in just an attempt to save Vonsko's life, but I don't know if it's worth it. They actually do get the deny on Lena, though. And now they pick off Vonsko anyway, and kind of an Aftershock for 1, or an Echo Slam for 1. 3 for 2, and I just feeling like they're not taking the better engagements on the side of CIS rejects.
They're in general being just so forceful with taking those fights. They don't even care too much. Of course, they had a pretty deep ward, so maybe that's what gave them some false sense of security. Or I'm not too sure if they just placed the ward and the fight happened almost straight after. Maybe
yeah,
they were
it was
slightly out of position even, but with this fight, Queen of Pain, she's up to 3k gold, has an ultimate orb already, so that's probably a Hex. Oh god, Brewmaster, no primal split, probably gonna lose her life yet. Just 40-second cooldown on Sonic Wave, Undershock can easily use it at will. So another kill, and that's just 50 seconds that CIS can't really go and fight.
Yeah, and it looks like this co-op is building up a sheep. Just more lockdown control, more ways to stop the Panda split from coming out. And doesn't even feel like the Panda split is bothering them. They've now pulled ahead a bit over, they should be over that 5k net worth lead, and that's why things get worrisome. The other thing that's weird in this game, there are no wards. So there's finally, they put out a ward on the side of Aspera, but like, oh, okay, never mind. I actually had my fog toggled. I was like, what is going on? There are no wards. Never mind. It's just that Aspera only has, now they put out a deep ward. And so, finally seeing more of this Radiant Vision. I was really concerned for a second, but still, oh, Always Wanna Fly, picking off Ozik. He was just a little bit too far forwards, coming back from his warding mission. Although I don't think she's gonna figure out where this ward is. It's pretty low.
Yeah, so I'd say it's even worth it to die like that in a situation like this. They, like you said, they needed ward vision, they needed it bad. And their core heroes are still farming. Queen of Pain just picked up the Hex. And do we have any other pickups? The Ottoman Matastyle in his inventory picks up the Mithril Hammer, so PKB will be next. Unless it's gonna be a Mjolnir or something, but...
No, I'm pretty sure, yeah, as you said, I think it's the BKB. Just doesn't want to have to deal with any of this potential lockdown, doesn't want to be stunned up by Aftershock. We have a glimpse back in this mid lane, but they're not going to follow it up with anything on Rubik. And now actually Faceless Void saying, hey guys, I want to get in on this. He's going to get used up by Earthshaker, and now stunned as well. Maybe won't even get the kill on Arth, but he is now trapped in, he's silenced up, he just has to turn and fight. There's no way out, an Echo Slam, the Aftershock procs don't hit. A beautiful Earth Splitter and a stun, and a stolen Echo Slam coming out of Roger. Did I just see that right? Roger playing out of his mind.
Triple kill. That's how easy it is to be a Rubik. Yes, extremely well played. Like I said, he's been on point the entire game.
And then a hook shot onto Iceberg. All he has is this split to get away. He's probably, yeah, he's gonna have to pop it, but they have more than enough to deal with him. Rubik actually not headed up there. He might be able to do some good damage to Afterlife, but yeah, you can see he's sending one spirit away. Actually, it's the Invis spirit. He's gonna throw up Rubik into the air. Ozik is coming as well. He needs to get that Earth Panda away, and it's gonna be fine. He's just doing some damage with these other two, but wow, that's especially impressive on Roger. Oh.
He stole Primal Split now as well.
Oh my gosh. So the Echo Slam was particularly impressive because he doesn't have the Aftershocks procs. But now, as you said, he's still bloody Primal Split. Like, this Rubik, a little bit ridiculous. And I've seen Roger, he plays for a different team in the Joint Dota League, and he plays their mid. So I never knew he could play support so well.
Well, just talented players know how to play every role, I suppose.
Yeah.
He is really good. I mean, he impressed in the previous series as well. Of course, Aspera in general, they were just stomping the previous one, so I guess it's not that shocking if one player does well, or well, if the entire team does well. But
yeah.
The thing is, with CIS at the moment, the kind of lineup that they've built for themselves and the way they've itemized, they went for an offlane Nerfshaker, who, well, just doesn't have as much. It's not like he's completely poor or anything, but you just aren't as impactful as a Clockwork for now. Same for the Brewmaster. Yes, you went for Aghanim's, but you've already said, just Aspera, they don't care about the Brewlings at all. If it had been Brewmaster just going for the Vladimirs earlier, maybe an AC afterwards, something like that, he would provide probably more. So I feel like CIS they probably had a window earlier, but they were just unable to make anything happen during that.
Yeah, I mean, Slock, we talked about it. He can be a very hard carry. He has the Scotty up. It's feeling like he's just not doing enough, and they're also not getting good team fight engagements. Slock is someone who, if you can draw the team fight out for longer, he has a favorable engagement because he's stacking up Essence Shift. But a lot of these team fights have been really quick out of Aspera, or the Slock is caught in the Chronosphere. He can't poke at people, get stacks, so I think it's just they need to kind of play these team fights differently. I think they were hoping that Iceberg on the Brewmaster would be able to make more space, but just not cutting it against this very aggressive Aspera lineup.
Yeah, and of course, just Aramen with those Chronospheres and Rubik with the spell steals on top of that. It's just so hard to fight when you almost guaranteed lose one hero before you can even just do anything yourself. The Chronosphere has always managed to at least kill off one hero before they do anything.
Yeah.
And well, Chronosphere is on cooldown at the moment, so I guess that's a positive for CIS, but then again, it's gonna be off cooldown by the time that Slark revives and reaches the battlefield. So, if you look at the graphs, they have gone deeper, of course, about an 8k lead in net worth. Wow, 12k in XP even.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's really hurting them, right? We can see it just because these supports are dying so much. The supports on the Radiant side super under-leveled. Only just getting that level 2 Static Storm on Disruptor, it's hard. It's their most powerful spell that we talked about, and soon Faceless Void's gonna have an item that completely negates it. Disruptor nowhere near an Aghanims himself, so the BKB on the Faceless Void, it's like not having the Static Storm at all. But either way, we're gonna be seeing, I think that, CIS rejects, they actually don't have, they have the Fissure for base defense, and Alina can clear out those waves pretty quickly. So that's something, because soon they're gonna be losing those tier 2 towers. I'm surprised, the Aegis expired a while ago, so not gonna get to see that happening. But yeah, Faceless Void almost does BKB.
Yeah, I think they're gonna wait for that one. And, well, maybe next Roshan as well. They really don't need to rush anywhere at the moment. They have a pretty solid lead. I'm almost certain that they're also aware of the fact. So just farm up, get an Aegis possibly, and then just go in, have Faceless Void jump in, get the Chrono, Queen of Pain to follow up with her Hex. And that really should be enough to win the fights, I believe. Then again, Slark, he's also going for a BKB of his own. Does have the Ogre Club, but needs quite a bit of gold. So if they win one fight, he's probably gonna have it, but they need to win to fight, or they need to win the fight for that.
Yeah, and Clockwork's had the Ags for a while, and now it looks like he's also going a BKB. We have a lot of folks just going to render this Static Storm completely null and void. Roger also has a Glimmer Cape up. I don't know if Elder Titan is working on one as well, but that's just another one of those things. Yeah, Quap now working on a BKB, like, none of these core heroes are gonna care, and for the other ones who are caught, if it's a bad situation, Roger can just use the Glimmer Cape to reduce the damage. Vonsko having his smoke broken. Queen of Pain might see this. Lina also in a bad spot. She is way out of position. There's a Static Storm coming out, but here it comes. That's the BKB on Mr. Faceless Void, and he gets the 10-second BKB, and he just is going on Iceberg. He also popped Illusions, that's what it was. I was like, what are you putting out of your body there, Faceless Void? And now he's looking for more. I just saw something pop out of him, and I was like, I have no idea. He's found the Earthshaker. He's going to be put up into the Yules, but I don't think Faceless Void has any chill. He's going to keep searching. I think he saw him juking down there. There was the blink away, so maybe Faceless Void won't find him, and Rocket doesn't quite scout the Earthshaker. Oh, but the Quad blink's right on top of him. He's used the Shadow Amulet, though. They might have detection on the team. They might just not bother for it. So, and they know exactly where he is because of Spirit. He blunk away again. They're going to scout him with the Rocket Clockwork. He's got an Aghanims. He's just going to hookshot you. I think he's... Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, they're just barely missing vision of him with the Rocket Flare. I have no idea how that happened, but... It felt like they certainly had vision, but...
Yeah, I thought I saw the Rocket hit him.
Yeah, toggling the fog...
yeah, they don't see him.
Yeah, he went into the Shadow Amulet.
Yeah.
Ah, sneaky bastard.
So either way,
under shock, might be in trouble, has to blink though. They just don't have the disables necessary.
There is another hook shot on Vonskol. Vonskol taking a lot of damage. He's got the kinetic field, saving his life though. On the other side of this fight, we have Ozik probably gonna go down, but here comes the Faceless Void, saving Ozik's life, killing off the Lina before she can kill him. There's a hook shot onto Ozik as well, Afterlife trying to make sure the cogs stopping the TP from Oz, and this feeling like a very devastating fight. He's gonna have the pounce, but it doesn't matter if you pounce when you've been Sonic Waved. The Rubik are gonna catch up to Earthshaker, gonna use that telekinesis. Is it on cooldown? Doesn't look like it. Oh, it was. Has the blink though, and so that Yule's not gonna save Earthshaker's life. It maybe is because he's gonna TP out, finally picking one of those up, and I'm not sure what to do. Aspera now doubling the kills of this of CIS rejects. They've now pulled ahead to 10,000 net worth. That's where things start to hit the point of no return. A big team fight could still turn around, but I don't think they're having one in their future.
Yeah, they need to like get a full-on team wipe without losing too many heroes themselves, or if maybe only supports. And I'm not even too sure if that one fight would be enough. It really feels like they need 2 good fights in a row, unless they get a mass amount of just map objectives after the first fight.
Yeah.
And well, speaking of map objectives, there is Roshan, so Aspera, they could quite easily go for it. Or do they have any pending items they should wait for? Maybe the BKB and Queen of Pain?
I don't even think they're worried about that. If she gets caught out, they can just Glimmer Cape her up. So, probably just gonna go in hard for it. And yeah, as you said, this is like easy Roshan for them. So they've got a lot of vision as well. That spirit, we hadn't talked about it, but in the last patch, a lot of heroes that gave vision got nerfed, like the Bounty Hunter, like the Thunderstrike on Disruptor. But Spirit's still giving a lot of good AoE presence. And finally, the Faceless is here. He's not helping. There we go. He wasn't helping his team at first, but just finally like, okay guys, I'll take the Roshan. I got this. So
Undershock has actually dropped pretty low from just tanking Roshan. So
yeah.
If CIS found them now, but then again, they're not even coming close. It's like fighting into a power cogged clockwork plus a chronosphere. It's just not gonna be fun times. And not only that, also with Queen of Pain's Sonic Wave, just so much AoE for Aspera to use in the Roche fights.
Yeah. In the meantime, CIS Rejects is headed up top trying to see if they can get a tower. I think this is a good play. You're trying to get any farm out of the map that you can. So, headed up top. Seems like they'll actually get this tower for free because Aspera wants to push bottom. A nice little win for CIS Rejects. Earthshaker has a Shadow Blade. I don't know if that's for the break. Going up into that Silver's Edge.
It wouldn't be that bad to either just cancel out natural order for some time, or of course getting rid of that backtrack would be pretty nice.
there's a lot of things I feel like it could get rid of: the null field, the natural order, the backtrack. And also, it always hits on the first application, and it does 40% damage reduction, but at the same time, Afterlife managing to use those cogs. He can't walk out of here, though. I think the fissure has him blocked in, but now the side of Aspera, realizing that they could maybe go ham on CIS Rejects, they need to back out. The Spirit's wandering around. Lina gonna go pick up an illusion, but I don't know, that might be her death. If Clockwork can get a hook, needs 3 seconds, but she's Yuled up, and I think I see a hook shot in her progress. Oh, actually gets it, even though I was really impressed by that. Faceless Void I thought was going to block out the hook shot, but no such luck for Lina.
Yeah, I think the Faceless Void even like sidestepped on purpose there. Just team play is absolutely on point at the moment for Aspera, and Faceless Void is just so far ahead in net worth. Slark, I do sometimes think like 4k net worth isn't that much, but Slark's damage just isn't up there. He needs so much time to get the Essence Shift going, but that time isn't.
It's their team fights. Their team fights aren't being long enough because of this Chronosphere, and Slot can't get the stacks up. Speaking of Chrono, he's just going ham on Vonsko. Gonna kill him off. The Static Storm is dropped, but as we said, can just BKB through that. Slot can't get in anything, and the Chronosphere is still active, as is the Aegis. So, he's going to use that BKB charge. Faceless Void won't have it for his second life, but I don't know if he needs it. This tower going down in bottom lane. Lina's got her illusions up top, trying to see if maybe they can help push out at all. We've got the blink forwards, but Iceberg immediately turned into a little piggy. Is he going to be able to get up the split? I don't know. Not certainly with a Chronosphere on him. Using up the Chrono Man, but Iceberg still taking a lot of damage from various sources. Actually, Chrono going away, going to try to go on that Shadow-Bladed target. Queen of Plane finally falls to the Slok. Slok has his own BKB, but he has to get back in there and fight if there's any hope of anything. Aftershock procs off the point with that Enchant Totem, and now 111 is caught up in that nice little net. Lina gonna go down. She's taking a lot of damage. She doesn't have buyback or anything. Roger using the lift to get ults away from him, and here comes the scary Faceless Void and the doesn't even need the Earth Splitter. A nice blink and Echo Slam coming out. Maybe it can do something. Aftershock procs He gets put up in the air. This Faceless Void still isn't dead, still has Aegis, picks up Disruptor again. He's godlike. I'm surprised it isn't a Rampage, and that is GG on our first match.
So Aspera take game number 1, of course. It is a best of 3, so CIS regions, they have, well, at least one more chance to come back and make this a actual series, go to game 3 as well. But Aspera, they must be feeling good because they need a win here to be able to just go into the tiebreakers, because if they lose, they are gonna be out of this.
Yeah. And yeah, that was really fun. I'm LlamaDownUnder. You're Couchor. We're both on Twitter, I believe.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so you can find us there for folks who are watching. And we will be headed into game 2 right quick. I don't know if we have to shout out anything else.
Oh, just
I think...
shout out to the viewers, I suppose, for watching.
Yeah, thank you all.
Hopefully you enjoyed for now. Was a pretty nice game, and Aspera definitely showed some pretty nice plays. Yeah, the team play is there for sure. Of course, at least 3 of them have been playing together for quite some time.
Yeah.
Arseek, Undershock, and Afterlife, I believe. So...
But was impressed with Roger and also, who else was it, just coming in and doing really well.
Yeah, RMN on the Faceless Void, I mean, all of them, to be honest. Well done, so... Hopefully we're gonna see the same level of plays in game number 2 as well, which should be coming up in just a few minutes, so see you there.